All right, ready for a deep dive. Today, we're stepping into the shoes of a shop supervisor, a role that you are really curious about.
And lucky for us, we've got RoleCatcher to guide us, kind of like a career GPS, right?
Exactly. They've got all the intel on landing this kind of job, and especially how tech is shaking things up in retail.
Yeah, they're really big on keeping up with the latest trends.
So before we go full-on tech geek,
Mm.
let's break down the basics.
Yeah.
What's the day-to-day of a shop supervisor actually look like?
Well, imagine this. You walk into a store, everything's running smoothly, customers are happy, shelves are stocked, employees are on point.
Sounds like a well-oiled machine.
Right, that's the shop supervisors doing. They're the ones making sure everything runs without a hitch.
So it's more than just like telling people what to do.
Oh, absolutely. It's budgeting, inventory, customer service, training,
Right.
the whole 9 yards. They're the ones connecting the dots.
Kind of like the air traffic controller of a store.
Exactly. Keeping an eye on everything, making sure things are flowing.
Making sure everyone's where they need to be.
Exactly. And making sure the customers are happy, employees are hitting their targets, and the business is, actually making money.
Okay, so we're picturing someone who's got a handle on a lot of moving parts. But where would you actually find yourself working as a shop supervisor?
Well, think about the retail landscape, bustling department stores, those massive supermarkets, maybe even a niche boutique.
Great, totally different vibes.
Exactly. You could even be in the thick of it at a warehouse or a distribution center.
So it's not just about, like, the shop floor itself.
No, not at all. It's about the whole operation.
So you're dealing with a lot of different people. Who are you talking to on a daily basis as a shop supervisor?
Well, your team is a big one, obviously.
Like you're leading them.
Exactly, making sure they're motivated, hitting their goals, working together. And then there's the customers, of course.
The lifeblood of any retail business.
Absolutely. You want them to have a great experience, find what they need, keep coming back.
It's like this whole ecosystem you're managing.
Right. And don't forget the vendors, making sure those deliveries are on point, the shelves are stocked, and then, of course, you've got your own managers reporting back to them.
Keeping them in the loop.
Exactly. Making sure everyone's on the same page.
Okay, so speaking of being on the same page, you mentioned technology earlier. How does that fit into all of this?
Oh, the tech. It's everywhere in retail now. Those point-of-sale systems, for example.
Yeah, you don't just ring things up anymore, do you?
Not even close. Think real-time inventory tracking, spotting sales trends, managing customer data, all at your fingertips.
So you need to be pretty tech savvy.
Definitely helps. And then there's the whole e-commerce side of things, managing online orders, making sure those deliveries happen smoothly.
It's like a whole other world within retail.
It really is. And it all falls under the shop supervisor's umbrella.
Okay, so we've talked about the what and the where. Now, let's get down to the nitty-gritty. The good, the bad, and the ugly of being a shop supervisor.
Well, RoleCatcher points to the leadership aspect as a major draw. You're not just managing a to-do list, you're developing people, making decisions.
And that comes with more responsibility, but also potentially a higher salary.
Exactly. And a clear path for growth, moving up the ranks.
So if you're ambitious, you can really make your mark. But let's be real, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. What about the challenges?
Well, all that responsibility comes with pressure, right? You're the one everyone looks to when things go wrong, whether it's a customer complaint or a delivery issue.
You're the problem solver.
Exactly. Imagine it's the holiday rush, the store's packed, and suddenly the POS system crashes.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Talk about a nightmare scenario.
Right. You have to think on your feet, keep calm, and find a solution fast.
Definitely need to be able to handle the heat in that role.
Absolutely. And the hours can be long, especially during peak seasons or sales.
Working weekends and holidays is probably par for the course.
Often, yes. But on the flip side, there's a certain energy to those times, too.
So let's say someone's hearing all this, and they're thinking, hey, this shop supervisor thing sounds like me. What's the path look like to get there?
RoleCatcher lays it out really clearly, like climbing the ladder,
Yeah.
You might start as a shop assistant, getting a feel for the store, working with customers.
Learning the ropes.
Exactly. Then maybe move up to sales associate, really honing those sales skills, knowing the products inside and out.
So you're building up that expertise.
Right. And then comes the step up to assistant shop manager, where you're really supporting the shop manager, diving into scheduling, training, inventory.
Getting into the management side of things.
Exactly. And then boom, you're the shop manager, calling the shots, setting those sales targets, responsible for how the whole store performs.
Top of the retail mountain. It's cool how those roles build on each other. You can really see the progression.
Definitely. And RoleCatcher actually gives these examples, like mini profiles, that paint the picture of what each role looks like in action.
So you can really picture yourself in that world.
Exactly. Like imagine you're that assistant shop manager, it's the holiday rush, and you're trying to train a bunch of new hires while also making sure the shelves are stocked for this massive sale that's about to happen.
Trial by fire. Sounds like you need a pretty specific skill set to survive, let alone succeed, as a shop supervisor. What are the must-haves that RoleCatcher highlights?
Well, leadership and communication are huge. It's not just about barking orders, it's about motivating your team, resolving conflicts.
Creating a positive environment.
Exactly, where everyone feels valued and heard. And then there's problem solving, which we've touched on, that POS system crashing in the middle of a rush.
Yeah, you can't just lose it.
Exactly. You have to stay calm, think on your feet, find a solution. And obviously, a good grasp of retail itself is key. Sales techniques, inventory management, customer service, the whole shebang.
It's a lot to juggle.
It is. But RoleCatcher actually quantifies how important different skills are, which I found fascinating. Customer service knowledge, for example, they rank that at 80%.
Wow, that's huge. Really shows how vital those customer interactions are.
Absolutely. It all comes back to the customer experience. That can make or break a business.
No pressure. So to wrap things up for our listeners who are now maybe even more intrigued by the shop supervisor role, what are the key takeaways?
Well, it's fast-paced, it's demanding, but it's also incredibly dynamic and rewarding, especially if you enjoy leading a team and seeing those results.
And if you thrive in that fast-paced, ever-changing retail world,
Absolutely.
it's a career with a lot of potential for growth. And for our listeners, here's something to think about. Technology's changing the retail game every single day. How will that shape the role of the shop supervisor in the future? Something to ponder. That's it for this deep dive. Thanks for exploring with us, and we'll catch you next time.